Have you wondered what it's like to work with gods and goddesses that may not be in your normal patron of deities? Well, lately I have been having Hecate come to me, and I have gone down the rabbit hole the last couple of days, and I'm here to share what I've learned as far as working with Hecate from a lightworker perspective. Hi, I'm Reba the Starbeam Alchemist, here to help alchemize your life. So, Hecate and Loki in particular have been coming to me the last couple of days, and so I've been kind of tuning in and very aware of their energy coming in. I've done a little research because they're not two deities that are usually super in my awareness. Like, I don't look up stuff, but I have seen their names off and on for the duration of my spiritual awakening, honestly, and just kind of ignored the signs that they wanted to work with me up until I've been doing a lot of resistances around receiving divine guidance of people who are on my spirit team of my highest light and resonance. And so it was really surprising that gods and goddesses who are not usually considered light beings are actually coming forward for me. And what I realized is we have a different perception of what's good, what's wrong, without realizing that some beings seem that they are chaotic and dark just because of the aspects that we don't fully understand. So for me, Hecate, in looking her up, she's about the underworld, like she's the queen of the underworld, so the queen of the afterlife. Um, she represents the triple goddess aspect, and that aspect is really about the death, rebirth, birth cycles. And we see that in our seasons, how the earth changes from winter to spring to fall back into winter. And we don't realize how much of our aspects, especially on the spiritual journey, is about all the things that we have to allow to be done. All of our old way of thinking, all of our old beliefs, all of our thought processes around our abilities. And I'm definitely working on opening up to my spiritual abilities on a much deeper level. And that's literally who she chooses to work with are those people that are in their cycles. And there's a lot of my life right now that is having endings and new beginnings, and having to do a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work. Like, I did tarot spreads the other day for all the gods and goddess that was coming up for me, and because I was really curious, like, yeah, I understand I'm going through transformation and all of that, but like, what am I needing to do? And both Loki and Hecate are all about embracing change, getting rid of old habits. I'm definitely going through a lot of physical body changes. I've reached a point in my spiritual journey where I can no longer handle meat products of any kind. So at the end of January, I made the decision to go vegan, and so I'm in a cycle of heavy stopping things that I've known that I've needed to stop and change for a long time, or things that just haven't sat well with me and resonated, so that I can move into a higher version of who I am and what's being shown for me in particular on my spiritual journey. And so having Loki and Hecate come forward for me has been really eye-opening this week. The last 3 weeks in particular, I was taking a course in regards to the business, and so I've been going through a big, huge cycle again of getting rid of what doesn't serve me, moving into what does serve me. I definitely feel like I'm going through another transitional phase, a dark night of the soul, and having to work through the beliefs that everything's going to be okay, my health is going to be okay. And as I have meditated the last couple of days in regards to, like, have you actually been here this whole time? And I've ignored your presence, and I'm getting back quite a lot that I'm just closed down in many ways. So I haven't been able to see the signs or see the benefits of working with gods and goddesses, which is that are specifically around transformation. Like, we don't think about those aspects. And for me in particular, I was raised Christian. I still have the core belief of God and the universe and source and light. And I just see gods and goddesses from other religions as kind of aspects, like even us as human beings. I don't know who said the quote, but every single person you have ever met or will ever meet holds a different perspective of who you are. And to me, if we are made in the image of God, then He has different aspects just as we would. And so I just see other gods and goddesses. It allows me to tap into source from a different perspective, and pulling in that energy that will help me on my future journey. And I believe that I kind of believe in a little bit of everything, and all at the same time, nothing all at once. My belief systems are very all over the place, and they have been since I was a child. I've questioned a lot of things. I've read very many different religious texts, including the Bible, in different forms, and I can just see kind of the overlay of things. I mean, we have different words for different things because we speak different languages, and I see most religions as the same thing without being like hard set in the ways, right? So working and being open to working with Loki and Hecate, I've really seen that through my spiritual journey, how they have come up. I've really been focusing on trying to access my gifts. I know that I have done a lot of shutting down of my gifts, and accepting other people's thought processes around my gifts and my abilities my whole life. And so trying to activate that, trying to tap into the magic. And she also helps you access the keys of the afterlife, understanding the afterlife and how things work. And I am a medium. I have always been aware of things and beings on the other side, whether you want to call them ghosts or spirits or however you choose to look at it. And so I understand that she's actually helping me tap into those abilities that I have always had, and being able to see and make sense of the afterlife. So it's been very interesting this week. Try just having the epiphanies that I've had over my spiritual awakening, how things get shooken up and put into place. And this year I have set the intention to learn more about these cycles of life and the seasons within my own life, not only the seasons going on outside of me, the weather and how the earth changes, but also those inner seasons. And so I've been very aware the last 2 months coming into this year, the shifting of that winter death cycle and moving into the rebirth and birth of spring, and seeing those adjustments in my life and how they're changing and moving. And it was funny because I did tarot spreads specifically for Loki, Apollo, and Hecate, and that was fully shuffling, focusing on them. What message do you have? These are the questions I need answered from you. And how I was drawn to such different tarot spreads for them, but yet they literally, in shuffling, almost all told me the exact same thing, that I was needing to step up right now, step into my power, that I was going to be going through a lot of changes. And I understand that from a mental, emotional, physical realm, how deep the future changes are going to be for me. Like I see them, I understand them. Apollo has been coming in. I do have a gift of foretelling the future sometimes through my dreams and other things. So Apollo and Morgana have also been coming through and coming to me. But it was interesting because literally all of them showed me what I needed to do. Like, I needed to be taking my committed and perfect action, which is what I'm doing. I'm trying to make videos every day behind the scenes. I'm working on a new course that I'm trying to release in April. And so I'm taking the action. But it was funny because all three of them have also called me out on the shadow work that I need to do. So that's another aspect of everything when we're going through the spiritual journey. There's a lot of shadow work that has to come up. We have to tap into the old versions of ourself in order to release those things so that we can step into our higher self. So I'm being called to go deep again, go deep into the shadow work. And I really haven't been going that deep on to a certain level. Yes, I've had my moments where I have had to do some deep things over the last 2 years, but I went from doing really deep work like every single day, to my son passing away and having a whole lot of family drama that was surrounding that, and the timing of some other things that were ending in my life. My ex-best friend of 29 years I had to cut out of my life, and it all happened literally at the same time. I was trying to go through aspects of changing what I'm doing and trying to bring in more of my resin stuff, and that fell through because I was trying to do that with my ex-best friend. And so, like, so many things all at once hit me that I haven't really been doing the work. And so I recognize that while I am out of my 9 to 5 job since the middle of January, that I'm in that stage of I have to go in, I have to go and do the deep work, I have to face my demons, so to speak, and take responsibility for my past actions, the things I've done. I have to come to terms with things. I need to forgive myself. I need to forgive others. And so I'm definitely being brought down to ground zero right now in many aspects, in my body, in a lot of my stagnant belief systems, my belief systems around money. It's been a roller coaster the last 2 months. Do I know that everything is in my highest and best good? Yes. Do I understand that it's because I haven't been doing the work? Yes, absolutely. So just recognizing and sharing my story, who's coming through. I'm hoping that someone out there is resonating with this and will know more how to work with deities that may not be fully aligned, so that you can understand the energies that are coming through for you. So, with that, good luck on your journey. Reach for the stars. Love you guys.